A shiny red fire truck racing down the street with its lights flashing is an exciting sight. But did you ever get to look closely at one? Let me tell you, these things are basically rolling toolboxes. Trevor and Joe of the Washington Fire and Hose Company opened up Squirt 23 and Rescue 27 for our in-your-neighborhood cameras. Each compartment is filled with tools of the trade, from hoses, nozzles, bolt cutters, axes, ladders, saws, to air tanks, the jaws of life, and a coffee pot. There's even storage up on top of the truck, believe it or not. Each truck has its own generator and breaker box. This one supplies power for the pumps. Inside, the cab is also a marvel of modern technology. Air packs are pre-staged inside the seat so that the firefighters arriving on scene are ready to go. Headsets allow for easy communication between the driver and officer in the front and the crew in the rear seats. Everything, including the sound system, is state-of-the-art.
Speaker sound.
Oh. Bose?
Oh, you want to go look at our Alpine stereo too?
Gosh. It was finally time to go for a ride. We were off to St. Joseph's Catholic School in Danville to conduct a fire drill and fire safety assembly for the students. I'll admit it, I was pretty excited. We're riding in the fire truck. When we arrived, Trevor reviewed the fire alarm system and procedures with the school's custodian and administrators, and then it was time for the drill. I'm sure you all remember filing out of your school silently in single file. But did you ever wonder what, if anything, was happening while you were standing outside in the cold waiting for the all clear? Washies firefighter Liz Steigerwalt and Deanna Forrest from the Goodwill Fire Company joined Trevor to walk through the entire building.
Hello, anybody in here?
Once they verified that the building was empty, the students returned for an assembly on fire safety.
Okay. What we want to teach you today is not to be scared of firefighters. A fire is a pretty scary thing to go through. It gets very dark, it gets very smoky, and it gets very noisy. And we want to make sure that you're able to get out. And if you have a plan and you have the ability, we want you to get out yourself. But if you touch a doorknob and it's hot, or you don't know where you're going, and a firefighter comes to get you, we want to make sure that you let the firefighter know where you are.
Because a firefighter in full turnout gear can be a frightening sight for a child, Liz Steigerwalt transformed herself from a mom into a firefighter. Trevor explained the function of each piece of equipment as Liz put it on. Some of his information was even news to me.
First thing that firefighter Steigerwalt's going to put on is her bunker pants. And the reason they call them bunker pants is the firefighters roll out of their bunks and they just pull them right up over their pants or pajamas or shorts or whatever they have on. The reason it's shaped so funny is because when we fight fire, we're in water. And what that does is it rolls the water down our back and away from our face and away from our body so that we can see what's going on. So the water is kind of like wearing an umbrella. So it's a helmet and an umbrella.
Once Liz was fully dressed, she hooked up her air tank, and Trevor took the opportunity to remind the kids not to be afraid of a firefighter.
Here it is. Who does she sound like? Darth Vader. And that's why we do this, because we don't want you to think of Darth Vader. We don't want you to be scared of her, because all she is a mommy.
After a little more demonstration, it was time for a brief question and answer. When one of the children asked about how heavy the equipment was, Trevor couldn't pass up the opportunity to remind me of my pathetic performance in full gear.
Oh, it's so heavy, you can't believe how heavy it is. Yeah, it's so heavy. Firefighter Steigerwalt's really strong, so she can pick it all up. Okay? When somebody that's not used to the fire service, like Mrs. Wakeman tries to put it on, she realizes how heavy it is.
All of the kids at St. Joe's went home with information for their parents on fire safety. And then it was time for us to take Rescue 27 back to the house. I have to say I had a terrific time being a washie for the day. A big thank you to everyone at Washington Fire and Hose Company and at St. Joe's Catholic School for being so accommodating. That does it for this episode. I'm your host, Jennifer Wakeman.
in Wednesday nights at 7 and Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 1 for In Your Neighborhood, exclusively on CATV Channel 8.